The Black community going on 2 weeks, I believe, is in an uproar because a Black woman had the audacity to open up her mouth and say, I do not want the average, at best, Black man. Not, she didn't say those words, but that's really what it means. Iyanla asks Ebony, would she date a bus driver? And do not be deceived, ladies. Iyanla is a mammy, and her whole purpose in doing that is to try to humble us younger women who don't want to marry the men that her generation raised. Kevin Samuels told an above average income, a six-figure woman income, that she was average looking at best, and basically that she should just take what she can get. And Black men cheered, crowned him the Godfather, made him their God. And Ebony K. Williams was asked a question by a mammy, and she dare say, no, I don't want a bus driver. But if he owned the bus, I would date him. Granted, dating is for data. That's what I teach over here. That's what we believe. But we know that's not what other people believe, okay? And the Black community, the Black men, most of them are in uproar. The mammies are in an uproar. The pygmishas and the dust bunnies are in an uproar because how dare you, a Black woman, says you don't want whatever, just whatever. You are very specific about what you want. Now, ladies, I told you last week that I was going to come back and tell you about a young woman. I already told this to my ladies in my husband profile course on Saturday. I preached the whole sermon to them on Saturday night. I already told them this. There was another woman that didn't want the average man. She didn't want the bus driver, baby. She wants the bus owner of the company. That's who the man that drove the bus, that was doing the work. She didn't want them. She wanted the owner. And guess what? She got the owner. Hey, y'all, it's Monday. Y'all, listen, guess what? Girl, I know the dusters and the dust bunnies and the pygmies come over here and tell me to get me some dogs because I ain't gonna get no husband. So I got me some dogs. But baby, on Thursday, I will celebrate 10 years of holy matrimony. 10 years. And you should see my ring. Who can find a virtuous woman because her price is far above rubies? You should see my ruby ring my husband picked out for me. Yes, honey. Anyways, good morning. I miss you guys. So it is my 10-year anniversary week. So I will be MIA this week. Okay. This might be the only video I do this week, except if Married at First Sight finale comes on this week. I don't know because but this might be the only videos. I will still be uploading the shorts and the videos of the young ladies from TikTok talking about Iyanla, because I want you ladies to know that there are other women out here that believe as we believe, think as we think, and for you guys to go over to TikTok and to show them love and support. So I've been uploading those videos for the past 2 days, and I will probably still do that this week. I might drop in once, maybe 1 week, but I'm basically going to be unavailable this week because it's our 10-year anniversary, and I'm going to be MIA, okay? I absolutely love you. I adore you. Thank you so much for your love and support. Be sure to subscribe, thumbs up, share this out, and invite a friend to come. So, Iyanla asked Ebony, would she date a bus driver? And again, The whole purpose of that, do not be deceived, was to humble ebony and younger Black women who don't want to marry the sons of the mammies that raised them. These are the men that needs to be coddled and don't want to be providers and don't want to be protectors and stuff like that. They want us to go 50-50 with them. They want us to take them. And how dare us say we don't want an average man. Kevin Samuel's platform blew up. His platform, I don't know, more than tripled. He went from 2 something to over 1 million subscribers because he told this one Black woman who was earning 6 figures that she's average at best, and y'all worshiped him, right? Now let me say, and I've said this on my platform before, and I am not ashamed to say it, and I don't care who unsubscribe or whatever. I agree with about 75-80% of what Kevin Samuels teaches, because my father taught me those same things. That's why I don't have the anger and the hate that a lot of women have for Kevin Samuels, because I understand what he's saying. And what we don't understand, right? The reason why Kevin Samuels told that woman she's average at best is because men go for looks. Men want the ebonies. They want those beautiful, light skin, look like they have good hair type women, right? That's what they go for. They go for those women. They don't go for the IYANLAs, right? Their preference is ebony. IYANLA is not the preference. They just settle for the IYANLAs, okay? And so when he told her she's average at best, right, is because even though she makes 6 figures, she's probably only gonna, she's probably not gonna get the guys that Ebony's dating, the lawyers and all of them, right? That's what he was saying. Because men go for looks. That's what they go for. Well, women, we go for the pockets. And it's not that we don't want character and integrity, because of course all those things are important. But let's look at the Black community. I posted this in my community tab the other day. Let's look at the Black community. That's all I'm gonna say. So this other woman is found in your Bible. Let me open the Bible so y'all can see. It says Holy Bible. Holy Bible. In the book of Ruth. I gotta take a walk on that. Okay. I'm gonna shout around the chair. Now, I'm not going to get too much in details because I'm writing a book about this. Ruth and Boaz is my favorite love story in the Bible. They are my number 1 love story, because Ruth is the typical woman out here, especially the typical Black woman. Let me tell you the story if you don't know the story. Naomi and her family decided to move from Bethlehem, which means the house of bread, to go to Moab because there was a famine in the land. Now, God had forbidden his people to go to Moab, live in Moab, and marry the Moabites. And you're going to have to read the book to understand why. When they were there, Naomi and her family, their sons got married. We're going to have to talk about the name of their boys and what they mean, and be careful what you name their kids. They married Ruth and Orpah. Well, Naomi's husband got killed in the army. Then the 2 sons got killed, and so she had nothing else left. Naomi told her daughter-in-law, Ruth and Orpah, to go back to their father's house because she has nothing left, and they need to go back. Ruth says, I am not going back to my father's house. I'm staying here. Naomi says to her, why are you staying with me? Because I cannot have another son for you to marry. And even if I could have another son, would you wait for him to grow up and become a man for him to marry? Put a comma right there. I'm going to come back and tell you why that was necessary. Naomi decides she's going back to Bethlehem. Orpah decided she was going to go back to Moab, stay in Moab, go back to her daddy's house. Ruth says, I ain't going back. Ruth says, Naomi, I am coming with you. I am holding on to you. You people will be my people, and your God, my God. So here comes Naomi and Ruth back to Bethlehem, which means what? The house of bread. They had left a little shack and some land there. And so basically Ruth and Naomi is going back to this shack. When the people of Bethlehem saw Naomi coming back, they ran and they meet her. And they say, oh, Naomi, Naomi, Naomi. And she said, don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Lord has dealt bitterly with me. Mara means bitter. Naomi and Ruth going over there in their land and in their little shack. And Ruth went out to the fields where poor people go pick up grains. God made a law that when the reapers reap, they should, anything that falls on the ground, they should leave it for the poor people so they could have something to eat. So this is what Ruth was out doing on different people's property, picking up food to eat, like we have today, the food bank. Well, one day the Bible says, y'all, let me stand up. One day the Bible said she happened on the field of Boaz, y'all. The Bible said that she happened to go on Boaz's land. Like how I happened to be at that networking event. She happened on Boaz's land. And Boaz came and said, who that is? And the reaper said, oh, that's Naomi's daughter-in-law. She came back with Naomi and is taking care of Naomi. Boaz said, come here. Now I'm paraphrasing because I know some of y'all deep. Boaz said, come here. He gave her some wheat, some barley, and stuff, and sent her home to Naomi. And Boaz told the reapers, don't you mess with her. Leave that girl alone. Well, when Ruth went home, Naomi said, daughter, what you doing back here so quick? And where did you get all this food from? Ruth said, well, I happen to be on this man's field. His name is Boaz, and he gave me all this food and sent me home. And Naomi, I wish I had a light. I wish I had a bulb. The bulb came on for Naomi. And Naomi said, ding, 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 ding. Daughter, come here. Listen to me. If you listen to me, Ruth, all will be well with you. Boaz is our kinsman redeemer. Naomi was so bitter and so angry and so hurt and so depressed that she forgot the kinsman redeemer law. But when Ruth happened on Boaz's land, and Ruth went home and said, Boaz, Naomi said, oh my God. And Ruth Naomi tells Ruth about the kinsman redeemer law. What is the kinsman redeemer law? Remember when Naomi told Ruth to go back to her daddy because she can't have another son for her? The kinsman redeemer law says if the husband of a male, as in Ruth's husband, dies without an heir, she is to marry the brother of the brother, and his firstborn son is her dead husband heir, so he can redeem his land. This is why Naomi said, Ruth, I can't have no more babies. And even if I do, you're not going to wait for him to grow up. So now the light is on for Naomi. Glory be to God. And Naomi said, Ruth, listen to me. Boaz is our kinsman redeemer, and we want him to redeem you. This is what you do. And she gives her the wisdom. And Naomi tells Ruth about the kinsman redeemer law. And tell her what to do. Dress up, put on some perfume, put on your best outfit, and go to the festival. And be scarce. Watch Boaz. Wait till he's eat, he's drink, he's happy, and he goes to sleep. Pay attention, Ruth, to where he lays down, and take your little baby time. Walk on over there, uncover his foot, and lay at his feet. Boaz woke up in the night, and there was a woman at his feet. And Ruth says, I want you to redeem me. And Boaz, he was shocked. He was like, me? An old man, because Ruth was a younger woman? You want me to redeem you? She says, yes. I'm paraphrasing. And Boaz says, well, there is another closer cousin who has the right to redeem you. And Ruth says, no. Naomi and I want you to redeem us. He said, okay. Go on home to Naomi, and I'm going to take care of it. In the morning, Boaz went to the cousin and said, cousin, the widow of our dear cousin Naomi is here, and the land is there. The land needs to be redeemed. The cousin said, oh, yeah, I'll take the land. Oh, yeah, I'll take the land and everything that's on the land. Boaz said, okay. Oh, but wait. You must also redeem, I think it was Chilion's widow, Ruth. And the cousin said, hold up now. Hold up. I can't do that. You see, ladies, I'm going to just give you a little bit of revelation here without telling you the book. All these nigglets running around want to be submitted to, respected, honored, and adored. They want the position, but they can't fulfill it. They can't provide. They can't protect. They can't give you what they need, what you need. So the cousin said, I can't do that. I can't redeem my cousin's widow, because if I do, that's going to mess up my money. And it's going to mess up my son's inheritance. So the cousin said to Boaz, you redeem her. You redeem her. And Boaz says, okay, let's go to the elders. Let's go to the gates and let's sign this contract. They go to the gates where the elders were sitting, the judges, and the cousin took off his sandal, gave it to Boaz, which means you have the right to redeem Naomi, Naomi's daughter-in-law, and our cousin land, and so on and so forth. Let's piggyback. Remember in Proverbs 31 when it says the Proverbs 31 woman is known in the gates? Yeah, the Proverbs 31 woman was a judge. You know, for those of y'all that talk about she was working to pay bills, like what woman in the Bible pay bills? What woman do you know in the Bible work to pay bills? Dust is. But anyways, they go before the gate, they exchange sandals, and Boaz has the right to redeem Ruth. And as time went on, they went ahead, they got married. And Ruth had a baby named Obed. Obed had Jesse. Jesse had David the king. So when Ebony said, I don't want the bus driver, I want the bus owner, Ruth also said, I don't want them poor people I'm picking up grains with. I don't even want the people that works for Boaz. I want Boaz. I want the owner of this field. Now, people like to say, oh, but he died the night of the wedding. Okay, I'm okay with that. But guess what? God made it so. I don't know if y'all know how a woman's body works. God made it so the time could be right. For her to happen on Boaz's land. For the time of year of the festival where she could go lay at his feet. For him to go talk to his cousin and go to the elders of the gate and sign the contract and redeem her. For them to plan a wedding. For them to get married on the day she was ovulating when her egg dropped, for them to have sex, for his sperm to impregnate that egg, for her to give birth to Obed. Okay, he died. Okay. See, you're missing it. You're missing it. You're missing how great God is. So when women say we want owners or we want this or we want that, ladies, it's in the Bible. And those people are talking about, does she have a bus company? They are dusties. They're not providers. Because Ruth ain't had nothing. Ruth ain't had nothing. Ruth was picking up grains so that her and Naomi wouldn't die of hunger. People ask me, does your husband own a bus company? No, my husband don't, baby. But my husband is well equipped to provide and protect. And baby, it's been 10 years. 10 wonderful years. So ladies, don't let people talk you out of what you want. This is why you must sign up for the My Husband Profile course. Because I will teach you almost 20 weeks how to create your husband list. And there's one more little secret, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to write it in the book. Let me tell you how God blessed Boaz. But I got to write it in the book. So people are mad because Ebony don't want the bus driver. Let's just say a multimillionaire. And you know what's crazy is they act like most Black women are not marrying the average men. Most Black women are marrying average men, having babies for average men, and Ebony, she is very small percent. Right? Very small. And no, I didn't want the bus driver. You know why? Because I knew the story. I know the story. I can tell you the story of Ruth and Boaz. I can tell you the story of Jacob and Rachel. How Jacob wanted to marry Rachel, but Jacob had nothing. And her daddy said, I don't think so. You're not going to marry my daughter. You ain't got shit. You going to have to work 7 years, build up, store up, build a house for my daughter. I know the story of Rebecca and Isaac. Eliezer walked miles to choose a wife for Isaac. All Rebecca came was her clothes and her nurse. She didn't have the inheritance of Abraham. So ladies, those of you who want provider husbands, beware of the men who's asking you what you bring to the table, because it's always about money. What you bring to the table question is about money. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, I want to, can you cook, can you wash? Lies. It's about money. So beware. Don't back down from mammies who want to down talk you because you don't want average at best. These black men don't want the average at best black woman. They come over here all the time and tell me I'm average at best and I ain't gonna get me no man. Huh? They come over here and talk about my hair and at the same time talk about how black women wear too much weave. And here I go with natural hair, or sometimes I put my little braids in. They talk about how I need to get my face beat with makeup. Yet they say how black women wear too much makeup. You can't make these men happy. So this is why, ladies, you need to pick up 23,000 guys you might meet and learn about the shepherd husband and sign up for my class coming in the summer, My Husband Profile, because you need to know what you wanted. The mammies did the same thing to me, which is why I am so triggered, and I'm going to write a book about this. I'm going to write it because I'm triggered, because the mammies like IYANLA did the same thing to me as a young woman. And the mammies in the church that I went to, when my father left, I gave out about 30 invitations. None of them came to my wedding because I wouldn't marry their sons, or I wouldn't marry the men in the church because they were average at best. I didn't want no average black man, because I grew up in a home where my mother didn't work. My stepfather took care of us. The only time my mother left to work was around springtime. We had a florist, and the owner of the florist would call the women in the community to come work. And when we left for school, my mother was home, and when we got home, my mother was home cooking. Then when I lived with my father, and he had a living girlfriend who was a nurse, my father paid all the bills. The only thing she would do is buy stuff for us, buy stuff for the house, buy groceries. But that mortgage, my father paid it. So I grew up with men taking care and providing. And I didn't want it. Oh, bus drivers make a lot of money. I was making $50,000 in my 20s. Fresh out of college. Can you imagine? Fresh out of college, making $50,000 a year. That was 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, making $50,000, I didn't want a man making $50,000. I didn't even want the men I worked with, because I knew what they earned, and I knew what they earned could not afford me and my babies the life I want us to have. I knew that income could not provide for 5 people comfortable. That's me, my husband, my daughter, and we wanted 2 more kids. The Lord only saw it fit to give us 1 more. I knew that. I knew exactly how much he needed to make for me to even continue a conversation with him. So when Anyana talk about we can't decide, don't make no decision based on his income, the devil is a lie. Look at the black community. Prove me wrong and look at the black community. Because we have all these black kids living under the poverty limit. And this is why I yell, scream on YouTube every day. Black women, close your legs to these men. Stop making these babies with these men who are not marrying you, providing for you, and protecting you. Stop it. If we want to change the black community, black women, we have the access point. Close your legs, because they can't provide and protect for us. We got to stop doing that. I have to run. I love you. If I don't see you again, I'll be in the comments. I'll be posting up those videos, but I so love you. I adore you. Mwah. Have a good week. If I don't see you, have a good week. I will be away for our 10-year anniversary, just resting and relaxing and reminiscing, and just 10 years is wonderful. And of course, go pick up my new ring. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. All right, y'all. Sign up for my husband profile course. Email me. And my book, 23,000 Guys Don't I Miss. I love you. Bye.